allowing ourselves to saturate our being, permeate our being with gratitude and appreciation for the earth. We'll start with a breathing practice today. And we're going to take our hands, stack them one on top of the other at our throat. So invite you to come to this point, and you decide which hand feels best on top. Do that. One's going to feel better than the other. Just explore that. And now we're going to take 3 breaths here. We're going to breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. Join me. Now let's take our hands right below the collarbone, right above the heart center, where the thymus or the high heart resides, and we'll breathe there. 3 breaths, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And now we're coming down to our solar plexus. So right at the center where the rib cages meet, the xiphoid process, the 3rd chakra. And we'll breathe there. In through the nose and out through the mouth, 3 breaths. And then we're coming down to the belly button, and we'll pause there for 3 breaths. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And then we release our hands and gently bring them to rest on top of the knees, perhaps gently cupping the kneecaps. You may have noticed one section of the breath might have felt easier than another. That's just to observe and to be present with. And for those of you who traveled in yoga circles with me, we know that it's about being able to pause wherever we are and feel our way into the body. So speaking of feeling our way into the body, as we press into the knees, lift the heart, let the shoulders drop and extend from the tailbone through the crown of the head. And as we breathe here, notice any places in the body that might feel tight or happy or in need of a little movement. And now we're going to bring our shoulders forward and press into the back. We're rounding our back. The chin's going to drop to the chest. This is a variation of cat. Pause and breathe here. Hold on to those kneecaps if you can. And then we're going to rock forward gently and create a little arch in the low back. We're lifting our heart here. The chin lifts slightly, and we're in cow. On the next out breath, press into the back, into a cat arch. And the in breath brings us to cow. And then we're going to pause. And we're going to enjoy a little Cirque du Soleil with our eyes. So you might notice when we arch down, the eyes look down. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes, come into your cat arch, and now gently lift the eyes to look up while keeping the eyes closed. I know, that's fun, isn't it? Come back to neutral with the eyes and with the spine. And now we're going to come into our cow. The eyes automatically look up. Close your eyes and let the eyes glance downward. And then we're going to come back to neutral and pause here. You might notice sensation in your jaw as you're doing this. Maybe it got a little softer. The eyeballs have muscles that go back, all the way down into our neck and down into the top of the thoracic vertebrae, the mid-back. And so when we move our eyes in opposition, we're stretching our neck. We're moving the energy in our neck. So now we're going to try that with a twist. Breathe in, and on the out breath, we're going to twist to the right. Leave that left hand on the outside of the leg, lift the heart. Maybe the hand comes behind, holds onto the chair. Turn the head to the right, close your eyes, and let the eyes navigate toward the left as our head looks to the right. On the next in-breath, we come back to center. Find your breath here. And now we're going to take the twist to the left side. So that right hand comes to the outside of the left leg. We hold on in the back of the chair. Heart lifts. Then the head's going to turn. Close your eyes and let your eyes track toward the right side. And then come back to center. Pause here and just notice how your feet feel as they rest on the floor. And perhaps a gentle smile can come to your face. Yogananda says that brings prana or life force into our body when we smile. And now let's do a little twisting flow. So we're going to start by breathing in the center. And on the out breath, we twist to the right side. Breathe out. Breathe in back to center. And breathe out as we travel now to the left side. Find your rhythm and pace with your breath. An in-breath is center, and the out-breath is the twist. Allow yourself to just really feel the spine as it gets lubricated. Perhaps the next cycle through, lift the heart. Make sure that heart is lifted and the shoulders are relaxed. So can we lift our heart without raising shoulders? And then we're going to come back to center. Slide the hands out to cup the knees. Create that cat arch again. This is the out breath. And now the in breath takes us up. Chin lifts, nice arch in the low back. And a couple more times through this. And again. And one more time in the cat. And one more time in the cow. And come back to neutral. Notice your feet. Let your hands rest gently in your lap. And notice the feet as they rest on the floor. we're going to bring ourselves to standing. So if you're on the floor, wind your way up to standing. If you're in a chair, we're going to walk our feet back, coming onto the ball mounds of our feet. Let the arms dangle. Remember, the head comes up last from this posture. We're going to drop the heels, press into the feet, and rise up. I'm going to invite you to bring a chair closer to the front of your mat. I'll be putting it on the side for modeling. But we're going to start with a little short step sequence. So we're going to go through warrior 1, 2, and 3. If a balance is an issue, you're going to have your chair available to touch down on to feel comfortable and safer. So we're going to start by leading with the left leg. So take a step forward. It doesn't have to be long. Plant that back. We're going to have you step back. We're going to start this again. Come on back. Take the right foot and turn it to about a 45-degree angle. Now 45 is negotiable. If you want it steeper or less of an angle, you do that. Find what feels good on your leg, especially in your knee. Now let's step forward with that left foot. It's a short step. And we're going to bend the knee just so it's right vertical to the ankle, perpendicular to the ankle. We're not doing too deep of a stretch here. We're going to draw that back leg. We're drawing that pelvis forward. We're going to extend our arms. Starting here, we're going to rotate the shoulders forward, the palms down, and then the hands flip up. That's your out breath. On the in breath, the palms are coming up, and then the pinkies roll back. We'll find a little bit of a cow arch here. And then on the next out breath, the palms turn down, the thumb goes behind. We're keeping our legs strong and stable as we breathe in and the arms come up. And then the hands go down. Pause here, let your hands rest. And now we're going to cycle through warrior 1. So this is short step. You have two options here. When we come forward, maybe your hands are going to rest on your thighs, or maybe your hands are going to touch the floor. You get to decide. But when we're coming up out of our warrior 1, we're going to make sure we have a flat back wherever our hands are to rise. Are you with me? Here we go. Arms float up, fingertips point at the sky, palms are parallel. On the out breath, we bring our hands to a resting posture, wherever they want to rest. On the next in breath, extend the arms to rise up, nice flat back. On the next out breath, we're folding again. Hands come where you want them to. Now extend your arms forward, pressing into the feet, we're rising up. And then one more time, fold again. Nice little steady bend in that front knee. Flat back to rise. Arms float down. Feet come forward. So now the feet are parallel to each other. Hinge from the pelvis. This is where the chair can come in handy. So your hands can come to the floor. Let your head release. Or the hands can come to the chair. You decide what works best for you. When we rise out of this, we're going to rise with a nice flat back, extend your arms, and rise on up. Come to mountain pose. We're going to bring our hands to heart center. We're going to feel our way into our feet. Breathe here, 3 nice breaths here. Then release the hands. The left foot's going to turn out now to that 45-degree angle. And the right foot's going to step forward. Again, adjust the back foot as needed. We're bringing that knee just perpendicular to the ankle. We're not traveling very far. We're going to draw the left side of the pelvis forward. Pause here. And remember, either touching the thighs as we bend or touching the floor. Your choice. Arms sweep up. Hands are parallel. On the out breath, we fold. Pause here. The in-breath brings us up. Extend those arms. Rise with a flat back. Feel the floor supporting you. Feel the earth supporting you. Breathe in. And then breathe out and fold again. One more time. I'm making that up. We're rising up. We're breathing in. And then we're folding. Again, either to the thigh or to the floor. Flat back to rise. Arms float down. Bring that back foot to parallel. Step back with the front foot. We're folding again. So hinging forward, we're folding to the chair or to the floor, your choice. 3 breaths here. And to come out of this, bend your knees just a little bit. Press the floor away, nice flat back. Coming back to standing. Hands come to heart center. And we pause here. Breathe. One more lovely breath. Release the hands. And now we're going to take our feet wide. So you can do as wide as you'd like. Maybe as wide as the mat is going to be enough. We're going to do a little warrior 2 sequence now. We're going to start this sequence again by extending our arms, palms up, then breathing in, the pinky finger turns back, and on the out breath, the palms turn down, and now the thumb is going back. So we're working those upper shoulders, the upper shoulder girdle. Here we go, breathing in and out. Notice how the chin follows. Once, when we're up, the chin's up, and when our hands are down, our chin comes down. Relax the arms, rest for a moment here. Hands can be on the hips or resting on the sacrum. Bringing the attention now to the right foot. We're going to turn it to about a 45-degree angle. And now we're going to turn the left foot out to a 90-degree angle. So now we're ready for warrior 2. We bend to the front knee, Float the arms up. You can decide whether it feels better in your shoulders to have the palms up or the palms down. Play with that. See what your shoulders like best. And then we're going to turn our torso toward the extended leg, the legs that's behind. For most of us, that's going to be the right leg. And then we're going to look over the front hand. Breathe here. Then release that front hand to the thigh and bring that back arm, your right arm, up next to your ear. Maybe turn and look toward the extended arm, the one aiming toward the ceiling. Sweeping the arm across the face, we come back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, toes turn forward. A little wiggle in the tail might feel good. Hinge, maybe your chair's there, your hands can come to the chair. We're going to rise up by bending the knees. Press the floor away to bring ourselves to standing. And we're back in mountain. Hands to heart center. Feel your breath moving in and out. And now we're going to prepare to take warrior two to the right side. So we start that by turning the left foot to about a 45-degree angle, turning it into the right to about a 45-degree angle. Then we're going to turn the left foot out and step forward as far as you'd like. You can do this as a full extended warrior two or a short step like I'm doing. We've got that knee just perpendicular to the ankle. Arms float up. Our torso turns toward the back leg. So check your hands. Does it feel better for palms to be down on this side or palms to be up? You might notice difference from one side to the other. We breathe here, 3 big breaths. And one more. And now we're going to release that right hand to the thigh, and we're going to take that left arm, extend it toward the ceiling. We're going to turn to look at the elbow crease, if that feels good. And again, these are all suggestions. You decide what works best for you. And 3 breaths here. And then we're going to allow that arm to float down over our face. We're coming back to warrior two. Pause here for just a breath. And then the front leg straightens, the toes turn forward. Hands can come either to the hip joints, wag the tail a little bit, or maybe the hands are going to come to the chair or to the floor. Let yourself go here. Bend the knees, press into the feet, and we're going to come back to standing. Step or hop your feet together, and we find our way back to mountain pose. So while we're here, I invite you to take your hands to the part of your body where you felt the breath most easily move. Maybe it's your high heart, your throat, solar plexus, or belly button. You decide, and we'll do 3 breaths here. The in breath through the nose and the out breath through the mouth. Now releasing the hands, we're going to sweep the arms wide, bring them up. And then on the out breath, fold to the knees. Sweep the arms wide, hinging up, breathing in. On the out breath, fold to the knees. And one more time, breathe in to rise. And fold to the knees. And then coming back to standing, we'll make our way to the chair or to the floor to close our practice in Shavasana. So as we sit here in silence for a few breaths, we allow ourselves to notice the impact our practice has had on our body today. In honor of Earth Day, we're bringing a poem by Wendell Berry forward, The Peace of Wild Things. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives might be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come to the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come to the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars, waiting with their light. For a time I rest in the grace of the world, and I am free. And we open our arms wide now, and we gather all the blessings that already exist, and we draw them deep into our hearts in gratitude and appreciation. And together we all say, Namaste. Thank you for your practice today. I hope that was helpful. I know it feels very good in my body. And next week we may revisit Warrior 3 because we didn't get it in